Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. What you see on the screen is what I mentioned on my video that I just uploaded. And this is, again, them jamming my Bluetooth earbuds so that it can connect to my phone. And, it was fine. I had just used it. Right, I went to as I stopped my recording from recording my video. I went to play my Spotify, and then noticed that the sound's coming through the speaker. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I went to connect my Bluetooth, which if it happens, I always reconnect it, no problem. But the entire time I was in the schoolyard, all right, like I talk about how they, like I said, they jam so that they jam my connection so that I couldn't connect to the phone. Again, it's the whole connection thing, Try to send these subliminal messages, or we broke your connection with the people around you, with Pam, with your friend from Atlanta, because I told you I did a video where she texted me saying that that I was negative, and I told her that no one would hire her. I'm like, why would I say that? Why would I say that? I would never say that. I'm like, how? So I texted. I said, I don't think I said, oh yes, you did. And she was like, well, I know her. I said, no, I would never say that. Why would I say that? I said, look at my actions. Does my actions show that I'm not supportive of you? That my action shows you that this is what happened? Years ago when you were when you started school, you didn't have a laptop. I bought you a laptop, right? You bought your daughters. I built computers for both of them, right? And on Christmas, they receive, what have you. So I've been very supportive. When you're having issues with your children, you call me to, what have you, right? To talk to you and talk to them about, the issues and stuff like that, right? So I've been very supportive. But again, I want you to understand how people can be manipulated, people can be brainwashed, people can be subjected to pulse, microwave, and radio frequency to manipulate their minds. And the fact that they understand that, particularly with their children, if they, you have some parents who, they're so attached to their children that their children can be used to as a tool, right, to destroy the relationship with anybody that's in their lives, right? So I understand these things. I'm trying to make them aware of these things, particularly, like I said, black women, because they're literally clueless when it comes to these things. And here, the New York President Department on side, yeah, they are. They're literally clueless when it comes to how we're being manipulated and how they're being manipulated. All right. So anyhow, so again, hack into my phone, hack into jamming my Bluetooth signal so I couldn't connect. Okay. And like I said, with what they were doing this week with my kids, basically having them go in the kitchen and stand up there as they know, like for example, if I'm eating and I got to bring my plate in the kitchen, my daughter would run and go in the kitchen and just stand up there, just stand in the middle of the kitchen, like what her mother would do. Ethan, standing in front of his mother's bedroom, just standing there, and I'm like, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm like, well, you're doing something, because why are you standing there? You have your computer, you have your bed, you can go, you have the cot, you go sit down, whatever. But you decide that's what you're gonna do. But also because he was eating a bag of chips, that's where he was standing. Also, I forgot about that. Forgot to mention that. Right. So this is what they do. This is what they do, and I'm gonna show you guys how. As soon as I got back in the house, I connected fine with my Bluetooth. Right. Listen, watch. Okay, this is the video that I posted up. All right, I got back in the house. Okay, with it all. No, from the time I left school to I've been trying to connect. Right, just Besides, I was doing the video, but before that, I started. I still was still trying to connect. As soon as I got upstairs, what happened? See what happens here? Now I can pair it. I can connect. Now it says what here? Connect. And to let you know that there was nothing wrong with my earbuds. I didn't run out of battery. I didn't drain the battery, anything like that. As you can see here, is 100%. The battery is 100%, right? So again, explain it to you guys exactly. When I talk about cognitive warfare and neurocognitive warfare, when you go read up about these things, you will see what I'm talking. You will read about what it is that I'm showing. Okay. See, that's the beauty of why I do what I do, right? And why when I talk about these terminologies, these programs, coercive persuasion programming, cognitive warfare, pulse modulated microwave and radio wave frequency signal with embedded subliminal messages, right? Being illegally microchipped, and how they did it, right? That the fact that they make you believe that, or you have to be operated on an operating table. No, you don't. Right? Your nasal passageway, right, is a direct passage to your brain. Okay? I mean, you think about it, right? You like Egyptian mummies, right? What they used to do with the dead, how they'll take the brain out. They do it through the nasal passage, right? You never see the skull being cut open or anything like that. What you see is that, yes, the brain has been removed, right? And what they do is that, again, they use a tool, right? And they shove it up the nasal passage in order to extract or remove the brain from the dead body. So this is what I'm talking about, right? We have to be able to think critically and rationally, right? And I talk about this before, particularly for black people, right? What's happening to us in society? We are subjected to a trauma-based fear conditioning program, okay? As well as other things that they do. Operant conditioning, reward and punishment, right? Reward you for the negative music that you create, right? They will push those negative music, while artists who are not, rapping or singing about, sexual things, negative things, shooting this person, that person, what have you, all these things, they don't give them record deals, right? Rap music and R&B music is the only group of music in which negative content sells, because they promote the negative content, right? It would be different if there was a balance like there used to be, right? Like in the 80s and 90s, right? But these elites, these record exec, right? They push whatever negative culture onto us. And these young men and women, again, I don't fault them. They're rapping about or singing about their experience, right? But again, there's no balance. There is no balance. And that's what's happened, right? So they reward those. Remember, operant conditioning, except it's flipped backwards, right? It's flipped upside down. It is what Dr. Amos Wilson calls the creation of a dysfunctional mindset within black people. And then we pass on our dysfunctional mindset, our backwards mindset, to our offsprings. So every generation, you'll see the intelligence, the common sense thinking is gone, right? It is gone, totally gone. There's no common sense, there's no logical thinking. And with religion mixed into it, belief system. Once you create a people who are believers, the vast majority of them, men and women who are believers, then you can also use technology, which, again, they don't think it exists. But you can put it in the movies, you can make it seem like it's going to happen 100 years from now, but it's already here. It's been here, these technologies, okay? All right, so that being said, talk to you guys in the next video.